Hey folks, it's Cement once again, and just decided to make a little video. First off, I want to say thank you to all the people, both on my Facebook and on YouTube, that wished me a happy birthday. Birthday went fine. Pretty much got a big helping at McDonald's, laid down, was lazy, and just perfectly fine with me. Thank you very much for that. Uh, Glad a couple people liked the fan commentary I did on Cobra. I just haven't had the momentum to make new videos as of right now. At least for quite a few days. I'm just going to relax. I know there's a lot of people who ask me about the newer films like Captain America Civil War. A few people asked me about Neighbors 2. Someone asked me about The Purge Election Year. Someone asked me about the Ninja Turtles 2 Out of the Shadows. What as I call it, Super Chuds 2 Out of the Closet. Someone asked me about The Nice Guys. Someone asked me about. I thank people for wanting to hear my opinion. I just don't really have the time. I don't have the money. And I don't have the patience to go to a movie theater to see it, or to search on a computer and maybe get a virus and to stream it, or just even that passion to waste 2 hours of my life on it when I just you know I don't have a passion for it. So unless you want to get me something out of the deal, or you have to wait until I do get that passion. It could be months down the road when I see them, when they go to DVD or something. I don't know. I just do what I can. And when I started this YouTube, it was for passion, because to have fun. Again, I know people, I thank you for that, but there are some people, and I don't mean this in a rude way, but there's some people that kind of expect a lot out of you as if it was a job. Like, I cannot go to the movie theater every week to see a new movie. Um, I don't have a deal with the movie theater. I don't get paid for this. And some movies like Ninja Turtles 2, Out of Shadows, I would not see if you put a fucking noose around me and drag me to it. I would fucking take the noose, hang the motherfucker dragging me, and hang his ass off a fucking street light as if it was a pair of Jordans. You'd have to pay me like $100 to see that movie. No one would pay you for that shit. Exactly. No one would. That's why I could say stupid shit like that, because it would never happen. That's my point. So my point is, I thank you for that. Maybe one day down the road, but I'm not, again, at a pace and whenever I feel like it. And if I don't, I don't. Whatever. It just, again. But I thank you for. It's humbling that people want me to do that, but it's just, again, it's a hobby, not a job. But I also want to thank people. I did get some gifts. The gifts I got are from people online. Um, I did give myself a couple stuff. I'll mention that. The couple stuff I got was, I got the Blu-ray of Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight. I enjoy the film. I liked the features. Mainly the documentary. It was about 30 to 40 minutes long. And you had pretty much everybody in here. You had the director Ernest Dickerson. You had Billy Zane, who was fun to talk about the film. You also have William Sadler. It was fun for him to talk about the film. Even, how did I forget his name? God. Dick Miller. Charles Fleischer for a little bit. The only people you don't see are Thomas Hayden Church or Jada Pinkett. But quite a few people. You do have a little panel discussion from the American Cinematheque, which is just a little thing, a trailer. You have two commentaries, which I didn't really listen to. Commentaries are hit and miss with me. One commentary with director Ernest Dickerson, the other was special effects creators and people, effects guys who worked on the film. But yeah, Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight. I enjoy the film. Wanted to get this good documentary on it, so really enjoyed that. And I got The Legend of Hell House, which I enjoy this film with the late great Roddy McDowall. I know in June there's a Fright Night documentary that I do want to get when it comes out. I would love to have. I gotta save up money for that whenever that pre-orders up. But yeah, I like Roddy McDowall. He was great in this. Had this on DVD, but it's one of those flipper discs and not the best condition. And not even the best cover, sort of a lame cover. So I wanted to have an upgrade because I like this film. It's one of my, I would say, my top 10 favorite haunted house films, maybe even top 5. Because I know The Changeling would be up there. If we're talking ghost stories, The Fog would be up there, John Carpenter's film. But yeah, I enjoy Legend of Hell House. Next up, I got this. He didn't want to be named, but I figure if he's watching, to at least thank him for this. The Challenge. This is on my Amazon wish list, and I thank him for getting me this. It's a film I always thought should have been on DVD, so instead of DVD, it went to Blu-ray. No features, unfortunately, but it's from Kino Lorber, and I'm glad this film got an official release, so I didn't have to stay with my DVD-R. Scott Glenn film. I enjoy this flick. It's American Boxer, Japanese Family Feud, Ancient Sword. You have a great sword fight at the end. It's not a choreographed dance type of sword fight. It's a brutal mano a mano, use anything you can sword fight with a hell of an ending to the sword fight. Let me say this, I'm not going to spoil it, but look up the Challenge sword fight, or the Challenge ending. This is a 1982, the Challenge 1982 ending. Just look up this fight. And you see how it ends, and you'll know what I'm talking about. Definitely the best part of the film. I guess you would put in the action genre, but it's not wall-to-wall action. It's more of, building up, and then you have some fun in the finale and a good sword fight at the end. Still, a good film no one mentions. I do want to do a video sometime on films that deserve to get a DVD and Blu-ray, or now just be Blu-ray with special features and stuff. I do want to do that again. I like doing those videos, and I've heard in the grapevine, if you look up Lionsgate, Jim Wynorski, that there's going to be a Blu-ray of Chopping Mall, perhaps this October. You look up Lionsgate Chopping Mall Blu-ray, Jim Wynorski on Facebook or something talking about how there might be a Chopping Mall Blu-ray. That would be really cool because I like Chopping Mall. And that DVD is like a VHS quality, so to have a better picture and also apparently maybe some new features, that's a good one. I hope that happens. We'll see about that. Next up, he didn't ask to be mentioned, but he had no, I'm sure he's not going to have any problem with it. My friend Effrey let me know on Skype that he got 2 stuff that were on my Amazon wish list, which I thank him for. Since I bought the first one, I now have the second film, Bordello of Blood. Not as good as the first, the Demon Knight, but I'm really glad to have this. It has a really interesting documentary, pretty much talking about how the whole film was a big fuck up. If you're a fan of the film, you probably won't like it, but about how Dennis Miller didn't give a shit about the film. He only did the film because he got paid $1 million. Angie Everhart talks about how she was a girlfriend. She was Sylvester Stallone's girlfriend at the time, and Stallone was working on Assassins with Joel Silver. And Stallone asked Silver, "Hey, did you put my girlfriend in the movie?" And I guess Joel Silver had this notion of putting supermodels in movies. That's fair game with Cindy Crawford. So yeah, have her have her as the villain. And even what's her name? Erica Laniak. She was kind of stuck up, and she's actually interviewed, and she admits that she was kind of weary about her career at that point. She mainly just stuck in her trailer. Unfortunately, no interviews with Chris Sarandon. He probably, I guess he declined. But I'm not sure on here on the commentary. There's some good. I like the commentary with the co-writer and producer A.L. Katz. You do tell that he doesn't really like talk about the film, so he talks more about the Tales from the Crypt TV show. But he does give some info about the making of the film as well. But I like the features, so I'm glad to have this. So I thank my friend Effie for that. And also the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2 Blu-ray Collector's Edition. This is one of their Scream Factory's best covers. Seriously, I mean, this is hands down one of their best covers. I mean, this is up there with Halloween 2, Halloween 3, one of their best covers. This is a great cover. The features, oh yeah, and this is the other side, which that's cool. Much better than the DVD cover where it was just a fucking chainsaw that was white. Which actually I will show you in a bit. And I like that one of the discs is that cover there. That was always a cool cover. The features, I'm glad to watch them. I'm glad to have this. At the time, I didn't have it on Blu-ray. I only had it on DVD. I guess each disc has a version of the film, but one is the new 2K HD. The other is the original HD master. And it's like, I'm not the guy to talk about that. Disc 1, new audio commentary with the DP, the production designer, the script supervisor, and the property master. It's there. They still have the commentaries, the one with Tobe Hooper and the one with Bill Moseley, Caroline Williams, and Tom Savini. Disc 2, you have about a 35-40 minute interview with the makeup effects guys who worked under Tom Savini. It was fun to watch, hear about how the effects were made, more in depth on it. Interview with Chris and Barry. I can't pronounce their last names. They're the two guys at the beginning who got killed. One went into music supervisors on some big films. The other was like a model at the time. Nothing mind-blowing, but it was fun to listen to those two guys because this is the first one I remember watching when I was a kid, and that was the scene I remember the most when I was a kid. So it's nice to hear from those two guys how it was, worked on the little bits they had. Interview with the editor, not much. I mean, it's an interview with an editor. They're not going to be really saying much. Interview with stuntman and Leatherface performer Bob Elmore. Which I gotta say, from this interview, it sounds like Bob Elmore was more Leatherface than the other guy. I think he did the scene where he was chasing Caroline Williams through the tunnels, and he's going apeshit with the chainsaw in the station. I think he was Leatherface at the beginning of the film too. I think he mentions that when he's in the truck with the two yuppie guys. I don't think he was a fan of the film after seeing it, but it was nice to hear some of his making of the flick. Horror's Hallowed Grounds, that's always fun to watch. No mentions on Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. He has sort of running joke with the actor from Elm Street 2. I guess they dropped that. I don't know why. I guess Sean Clark always had a running joke with that guy. forgot his fucking name now. Robert Russler, I believe, and which would work perfect because it's a part 2. Hey, you doing Nightmare on Elm Street 2? Oh no, we're actually doing Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. So it's like, wait a minute, you did Halloween 2 and Chainsaw 2, but you're not going to do Elm Street 2? It would have been perfect, but again, I don't know, Robert Russler's busy, or they just dropped the whole running joke thing. That was a running joke I loved, but I don't know, maybe Scream Factory told Sean Clark to drop it. Like, you know, no one's going to get that unless they bought the other ones. But I think it would have been fun. That's a missed opportunity. They only did Caroline Williams, like, for a minute on a phone, so no special guests or anything. But it's always fun to see the Horse Hallowed Grounds. I always love to see that. You have the documentary from the old DVD. It runs in the family, which you can watch. You press play, it plays them all, plays the whole thing. All the stuff, like the deleted scenes, like the deleted scene with Joe Bob Briggs, the alternate opening credit scene. That would have been fun to get Joe Bob Briggs in an interview about how it was working on the film, but I don't know if they didn't bother to ask or what, but that would have been fun to get Joe Bob Briggs interviewed. So it's... Go online, find a Blu-ray review of this, and it's features that are not going to blow you away. So if you're fine with the DVD, you can keep the DVD. But I'm fine to have this. I wanted this because I was interested in the features. I liked the new stuff. I'm glad the old stuff was carried back for the DVD, and I thought this also has a better cover as well than the DVD. So I'm glad to have it. So thanks to my friend Effie for that. Thank you very much. Another very nice guy, Aaron, the Reese 007. It was actually nice stuff. He sent me some comic books. He sent me the 6-part comic book series where the Ninja Turtles actually partnered up with Batman. So that was very cool. This one was definitely my favorite cover. That's Batman and Raphael. It's one of those things that I guess I'm just... It was fun to read. I guess comic books... I guess I expect too much out of it. Yeah, this was a fun read, though. This is pretty cool. But it just seemed like the Turtles don't get to do too much, or I don't know if it's just me... I don't know. I felt like more could have happened, action-wise. Again, maybe I'm expecting too much. Well, you have a thing like this. I'm expecting, oh, wall-to-wall action, just, you know, the Turtles fucking up all these guys, and, you know, that's not the case. It's not going to be the case. So, it's, oh, all those guys, and nah, not really. Although, I guess if I'm being honest, it feels like there's not much pages when you open this up. I mean, along the advertisements and such. Like, even with, like, that kind of cover, it's just, you know, dialogue. Introduction of Robin and the thing. Some more dialogue. And I'm trying to remember what happened. That's 5, so there's one more. I can't remember like how it ended. But you know what? This is very cool because whoever thought Ninja Turtles and Batman would be in the same comic together, that's pretty damn cool and still better than a piece of shit Michael Bay produced bullshit. At least you have Raphael putting Joker on his face and kicking Shredder in the head. Again, that's better than anything that Michael Bay bullshit. But yeah, I guess you can only do too much in a comic. And hey, you got Batman versus Shredder. I mean, how cool is that? And Batman kicks his ass, which I believe. And they have a nice little theme between Batman and Raphael, which I really like. Because Raphael thinks, like, who is this guy, this billionaire guy, just wants to have fun, and Batman tells him his story, and this nice moment where Raphael gives him sort of a totem of things, like, hey, you know, you might have lost your family, but, you know, you got one now. That has more heart than this fucking Michael Bay movie. See, granted, I would like to see more, you know, just action, fisticuffs. This is still a pretty fun story. I mean, I got the one with them in Ghostbusters, them in Batman. That's pretty cool. And then this one's sort of a what-if story. Like, what if they were raised by the Shredder instead of Splinter? One shot. Sort of a what-if story. Interesting. So thank you for that, Aaron. And then a very nice guy. His first name is Jason. He actually sent me this, which is a water globe of Jason, which has blood that fills up. I haven't opened it yet because I don't want to break it. But that's pretty cool. I can only imagine how much this. Hopefully, you didn't pay much for this. I'm hoping not. I'm really hoping not. But this is very cool. I have no idea where I'm going to put this. But I'm not sure what Jason that's from. It looks like his face, his head is bubbling like Jason Goes to Hell, but the mask looks a bit different. So I'm not sure if it's supposed to be from a certain movie, but it's still very, very cool. Also, I like the box too, so yeah, pretty cool water globe. And then he had sent me some DVDs and Blu-rays. One that I have in the other room is a wrestling DVD, Abdullah the Butcher. And then this one, the shoot interview with Team 3D, Brother Ray, and Devon. I think there is a Dudley Boys official Blu-ray, which I would like to get one day. But I'm trying to save up money because Scott Hall, A.K.A. Razor Ramon, is getting one in July, which I would love to have that one. So I gotta save up. But I haven't. I guess again, this is a shoot interview. Must be pretty lengthy because it's 2 discs. Definitely give this a listen. Next up is. Unfortunately, I had all this, but hey, it's a thought that counts. From Dusk Till Dawn, 2 disc DVD with the Full Tilt Buddy. Again, unfortunately, I had this DVD, but again, it was a nice thought. He had sent me this. Again, it's the thought that counts. So. This is what I was talking about. This was the cover on the DVD that I was talking about with just the chainsaw. Yeah, you see which one looks a lot better. So, but there's no way he could have known I had the film on Blu-ray. So I didn't know he was sending this. I didn't know he was sending it at all. He's like, hey, I want to send you a gift. Okay. See, sometimes I ask people, like, what is it that you want to send me so that they don't. I feel bad if I feel like, oh, he wasted money, or he wasted shipping money, or he wasted shipping. And I even had one guy on Facebook, I mean, he was nice about it, but it's like, hey, I want to send you something. And so I'm like, oh, well, what is it? And then he named a couple films. He's like, well, I have about 3 of them, and then the other 3 I'm not, really gun-ho about. And he's like, "What? I thought oh, you don't want it? Fine. I thought you wanted it for a collector. I thought you were a collector." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I don't know. I think I inadvertently made him mad." But he seemed nice about it. But see, that's what I mean. It's like no matter what I do, I just make people mad. But yeah, that's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 and Chasing Amy, which I do have this on Blu-ray. I actually remember I had gotten this on Blu-ray because they had a new documentary. Like, the features on this is not on the Criterion DVD, which I do have that as well, because they both have different features. So, I do have this on Blu-ray, but I didn't review the Kevin Smith film, so there's no way he would have known. Hellbound Hellraiser 2, which I only had this on DVD, so I don't have this on Blu-ray. Unfortunately, this doesn't have the features, so I will still keep my DVD of Hellraiser 2 because that has the features and this doesn't, but still, to have the film on Blu-ray. The Fog, which has a rating system like it's UK, but it does play on my Blu-ray player. But the thing is, I have the Scream Factory Blu-ray, which has the features, while this has no features, so I already have The Fog on Blu-ray, but again, it's the thought that counts. And the Police Academy films, which again, I know has that that thing there, but it's out. But even though it doesn't say on the back, this does have the features that are on the DVD. So that's pretty cool. And it does work on my Blu-ray player. Because I don't have a region-free Blu-ray player. But thankfully, even though this is a UK, it does work, thankfully. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But thankfully, this is one of those that does work. But yeah, I didn't have them on Blu-ray, so now I have the first 2. So yeah, I got some very nice gifts. I don't really know what's next. I really don't have any plans. I don't really want to make any plans. But thank you once again for the wishes, the happy birthday messages on Facebook and here. Thank you for the gifts. I've been, it's very nice. Thank you. So, thanks for watching. Take care. And, again, I don't know what the next video will be, but that's kind of fun, to not have any plans. So, we will see you later. Bye-bye.